And don't forget to tap your feet. Well, let's see what comments are coming up. Hey there, Stephanie. Achim's waving, wavy back. Hi Rolf. Hi Paul. Good to see you. Hi Anna. Dieter. Mum. Good to see you. Christian. Gregor. Elka. Kathleen. Oh, there's loads of you. Thanks for commenting. What a complicated system on Facebook, says Didi. Yeah, we're used to that. YouTube is straightforward, but no interaction. Yeah, rough with the smooth. Hi, Misha. Hi. Oh, loads of comments. Great. Great sound quality, says Werner. Thanks, Werner. I'll trust your judgment there. Canny champion playing. Yeah, Werner's the only German I know who can speak proper Geordie. Yep, good to see you all. I've got a song. This is one my dad's asked for. A traditional song. and it's one I recorded on the Snow Tree album, which I made in 2006. It's a Scottish song called Jock o' Hazeldean. It's a little bit different from the famous version. I did a bit of reading in the collections, the song collections of the border ballads, the child ballads, because it's one of the child ballads written down by Francis James Child a long, long time ago. And he wrote down loads of versions. There's verses and verses and verses. So whatever you want to happen in the story, it's like an interactive computer game, I suppose. Whatever you want to happen in the story, there's a verse there for it. So I just pieced it together like some kind of puzzle. So this is the story, and I'm afraid I messed with the tune a little bit as well. But this is what I wanted it to sound like at the time, and what I wanted the story to be like. Jock o' Hazeldean, a love song. Why weep you by the tide, lady? Why weep you by the tide? I'm weeping for a handsome youth who in my dreams I've spied. Oh, he is a tall and proper youth, so comely to be seen, and she let the teaspoon fall for Jock o' Hazeldean. Oh, dry your tears, my fair, fair maid, and come along with me. I'll wed you to me elder son, make you a lady free. Oh, it's for to wed your elder son, I am made over mean. I'd rather stay at home and die for Jock o' Hazeldean. Oh, dry your tears, my fair, fair maid, and come along with me. I'll wed you to me elder son, make you a lady free. Nimbly riding on their horse, they gently spurred their horse, until they came to Hazeldean, to Hazeldean's own close. Then out he came, young Hazeldean, to welcome his father free. And when he spied that handsome maid, a light laugh then gave he. Oh, this is the fair, fair maid, he said, I once saw in a dream, walking through a pleasant glade, as fair as a cypress queen. He's taken her into his arms, led her through bower and hall. Cheer up your heart, my dearest, ye the flower above them all. Oh, this night shall be our wedding's eve, the morn will say amen. You'll never more have cause to mourn, you're the Lady of Hazeldean. Why weep you by the tide, lady? Why weep you by the tide? I'm weeping for a handsome youth who in my dreams I've spied. Jocko Hazeldean for Dad. So let's see. Hi Barbara, hi Babs. Margie's found the stream, obviously. Right, so let's see if my maintenance work on the pipes makes me sound like a plumber, doesn't it? Let's see if it's held up. The problem I was trying to fix, well, I made it worse, but I think I've made it better again. See, I'm not a plumber. And here they are. So I'll do a couple of very sort of, well, standard makes them sound less interesting, but some very popular Northumbrian pipes tunes. The first one's, well, it's about 400 years old, the Keelman Over the Land. And the second tune I've known for a long time, and just the name just popped away from my head last night when I was writing the set list, and it still hasn't come back again. If Roger's watching, Roger Purvis in Lancaster, we used to play this one together when I was Roger's lodger. That sounds great, that rhyme. I was Roger's lodger in Newcastle, and he would play this tune on the mandola, and I was just starting to play the pipes at the time, and it worked really nicely together on mandola and pipes. So Roger, if you know the title, if you're watching and you know the title of this tune, put it in the comments. If anyone else knows the second tune, the first one's the Keelman Over the Land. Right, let's see what happens. Well, there's sound, that's a good start. I'll take that. Well, if you know the name of that tune, please let me know. Yes, Ian. Ian has the word. Hi, Ian. Classic tunes. That's the word. Classic, not standard. Classic sounds loads better. I'm not a marketing person, obviously. John Reed says, hi from Newcastle. Hello, John. Hope you're feeling better. It's my uncle. And Mike Wild, great to see you. Ian Galston. Holmes is fancy. Thank you, Ian. Got it. Holmes is fancy. I should write that down, but I won't. And I'm just glad that the whole set didn't fall to pieces during that, because 15 minutes before I went live, I was still trying to put the reeds back in. So that was fun. I've got a song now for you. Another song, and it's a traditional Tyneside song. It's called the Sandgate Dandeling song. Sandgate is just on the quayside at Newcastle. And in the Sandgate Dandeling song, it's sung from the perspective of a woman with a small child, and she's waiting for the father to come home. And it all sounds very idyllic. She's talking about how bunny the child is, just like his dad, and how much she loves the dad. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, some domestic violence comes into the conversation in the third verse, and then disappears again. And I just thought it's a very hard-hitting thing to appear in a traditional lullaby, really. So, but it's real life, unfortunately. And so I thought I'd sing this one, because International Women's Day has just passed, and so it'll be a fitting song to do. Beautiful song, beautiful lullaby with a hard-hitting message. The Sandgate Dandeling song.
You are a bonny man, you are upon me, you soon may learn to sit at us a canny. Wish your daddy would be real, he's lang and coming from the keel, though his black face be like the dew, and like a kiss from Johnny. Your canny face is fat and round, and like your dad, you're plump and sound. You're worth to me £10,000. You're like your daddy, Johnny. His hair is brown and so is thine. Your eyes are grey and so are mine. Your nose is tapered up so fine. You're altogether bonny. Though you're the first, you're not the last. I mean to have me pennies fast. And though these happy times have passed, I still will love me Johnny. When daddy's drunk, he takes a knife and threatens say to take me life. Who wouldn't be a Keelman's wife to have a man like Johnny? And yonder daddy's coming now. He looks the best among the crew. They're all ganning to the Ballymo to have a glass with Johnny. Come, let's get the bacon fried. Let us make a clear fireside. And on his knee shall he ride when he comes home to Mammy. upon me again. I soon may learn to say that as a canny.
The Sandgate Dandeling song. Hi, Benny. Thanks for all your applause. Thank you. Elka, wonderful pipes. Thank you. They're feeling a bit more wonderful now they work. A Serenity tune, kind of, yeah. Great song, I agree. What's up next then? Oh, right, here's some Scottish tunes. I promised at the beginning, tunes from all over the place. These are from the northeast of Scotland. Well, the first one it's a Strathspey from the Strathspey region, the banks of the River Spey. Very bouncy tunes up there. And it's a tune called Fingal's Seat. And then there's a real deliberately jolting key change. I just fancied something really radical. So don't be surprised. You will let out a whoop when you hear it, involuntarily. And the second tune is a hornpipe from the Shetland Islands. It's called Violet Tullocks, and it's a crazy tune. So I hope you enjoy it. Hi Richard, Uvan. Thank you very much. Well, the applause is appearing there already. Well, I don't know how, here I am talking about the weather again, but I'm glad there's a storm just passed just when I was setting the equipment up. I was a little bit worried because the electricity dropped out 3 times. So if I suddenly disappear, that's because the modem's gone off. And we've obviously got a loose connection somewhere out there. Right, more pipes tunes. Sounds angry, says Anna. That's interesting. It's supposed to sound happy. It's supposed to sound joyful. This next tune is one I sang for a while, and it's from Tynedale, or it's by a person from Tynedale, Derwent Waters' Farewell, and he was the Earl, and he wrote this song while imprisoned in the Tower of London, awaiting execution for being part of the Jacobite rebellion. And the lyrics are a farewell to everything he'd known, to his life in the beautiful landscape of Tynedale. My parents used to live up there until fairly recently. I know the area well, and he talks about how great the landscape and the people were, and his house. A few verses in, his horse, he says farewell to his horse, and then eventually he also gets round to his wife, which is a bit of a relief by that point. And it's a beautiful song, but also has a beautiful tune, and that's what you're going to hear now, the tune on the pipes. And after that, there's a hornpipe that was written by Billy Pigg, famous piper from Blythe, all the best people from Blythe. So I'll sing this for my mum, who's from Blythe, and for my Uncle John, who's watching as well, because he's from Blythe too. Derwent Waters' Farewell and the Biddleston Hornpipe. There you go, the Biddleston Hornpipe. I'll sing you a song next. I seem to have written this set list as an exercise routine to just keep running backwards and forwards over there. This is a ballad, a version of pipes are just making a final breath. A version of a ballad called Lady Margaret and Sweet William. It's an Appalachian version that I heard Tim O'Brien sing, great Kentucky musician and singer. It's a ghost story. It's a night visiting song. So here it's, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's the wind howling away outside. So it seems just the right thing to sing now. Lady Margaret stood at her own room door, combing her long yellow hair. And who should she spy but sweet William and his bride, as to the churchyard they drew near. Day passed away and night coming on, and most of the men were asleep. Lady Margaret appeared all dressed in white, standing at his bed feet. She said, "How do you like your bed? And how do you like your sheet? And how do you like your fair young bride, who's lying in your arms asleep?" He said, "Very well do I like my bed, much better do I like my sheet. Best of all do I like that fair young girl, who's standing at my bed feet." Then once he's kissed her lily white hand, twice he's kissed her cheeks, 3 times he's kissed her cold corpsey lips, and he's fallen in her arms asleep. The night passed away and day coming on, and into the morning light, sweet William said, "I'm troubled in my head, for the dream I dreamed last night. Such dreams as these, I know they mean no good, for I dreamt that my bower was full of red swine, and my bride's bed full of blood." He asked his Lady Margaret in her room, or is she out in the hall? But Lady Margaret lay in a cold black coffin, with her face turned to the wall. Pull back now, pull back those sheets, be they of linen so fine, for I will kiss those cold corpsey lips, for I know they'll never kiss mine. And once he's kissed a lily white hand, twice he's kissed her cheeks, 3 times he's kissed her cold corpsey lips, and he's fallen in her arms asleep. That's a scary ballad there. Thanks for all the applause. Thanks for all the clapping. What's next? Some fiddle tunes to wake us all up and cheer us up all up again. I did these ones last time. The Sailors Are All at the Bar. They're all tunes for the aficionados. They're all tunes from the William Vickers manuscript. Sailors Are All at the Bar. The Ducks Dang Our Me Daddy. There's been a lot of discussion what that could mean. Lots of different ideas. And the final one has two names. One of the names is the Cow's Courant, but the far superior name for it is Gallop and Shite, which is a pretty good description of a cow. Jigs, that's what they are. Jigs of certain types, different types. Gallop and Shite. All right, more pipes. Bangin', says Ian. Thanks, Ian. I don't see many of Richard sent me a smiley cat, thank you. Frighteningly. All right, thanks. Thanks, Werner. Cracking tunes, those. Thanks, Paul. I like them too. So, one of the first times I probably would have seen the Northumbrian pipes was when I was at first school in Belford in Northumberland, and we all were told we're walking over to the middle school, which was kind of next door, and we all went and sat in the theatre in there, and then this big guy came walking, well, really tall guy came walking on the stage with a concertina. That was Alistair Anderson, and showed us the English concertina and the Northumbrian pipes, and probably the tin whistle as well. And one of the big things for my brother Ross was that he got to have a go on Ali's concertina. So that was something that certainly stuck in my mind. And obviously we saw the pipes again at shows and things later. So it was great when I eventually got the chance to get hold of a set and to learn. So here's a tune that Ali wrote, The Road to the North. I think it's a really gorgeous tune. I first learnt it on the fiddle actually, and just recently decided to try it back on the pipes, where I think Ali composed it. And it's on the Steel Skies album, a very evocative album of compositions in the Northumbrian traditional style, but quite experimental. And we used to listen to it a lot, so it just reminds me of that. And then a tune by Northumbrian fiddler and shepherd Willie Taylor called Snowy Monday. Been eating these. It's the trouble with lockdown, you have to fix your own instruments. It seems the hammer is the wrong thing to use to fix a violin as well, but I eventually got there. The Road to the North to start with. snowy Monday. It wasn't that long ago we had snow. Right, we're coming to my last thing now. Thanks very much for all tuning in. It's always a highlight for me to be able to share my music with someone at least, and it's great to be able to share it with you. There's not many chances to get out and play, obviously, hardly any, none at all, over a longer period of time, so this has really been a great way of focusing. I'll be doing another one in, I don't know, there's always a few weeks between, 3 or 4 weeks, so I'll be doing another one soon. If you've enjoyed it, and if you can and want to, then a donation will be appreciated in the tip jar and the link in the description of this video. That's how I make my money these days, and thanks all of you for those who've donated it again and again. That's very much appreciated. And I'm going to do one more song to finish off, and it's a jazz low song. So it's the first thing. It's not the first thing that isn't traditional, actually, but it's another thing that's not traditional, but jazz low songs are folk songs anyway. So I'll do this on the resonator guitar. I just started doing this one in the last stream I did, I think about a month ago. And it's about the closing of the pits, in particular in the northeast of England. Jazz is from Easington. We used to live around the corner from there. Hang on, I just have to put these claws on. Right. Yeah, so it was the mines in a lot of areas were the only form of employment, or one of the only forms of employment. So obviously it hit the areas, even though coal is maybe not sustainable as a fossil fuel, not great for the environment, but it's also not great to just close everything and offer nothing in return, or nothing as a replacement. So that's what this song's about. Hard as the job was, it was very, very bad for the people who lost their jobs, obviously. These Coal Town Days, it's a very uplifting marching song about community, and have a sing along to the chorus. It's got a great chorus. That's what drew me to the song. There'll be tears in the eyes of the weak, and in the eyes of the most strong-hearted. There'll be tears in the eyes of the miners and wives when these Coal Town Days are done. There'll be tears in the eyes of the weak, and in the eyes of the most strong-hearted. Tears in the eyes of the miners and wives when these Coal Town Days are done. They were towering above this town when the century first started. They'll be tearing the towers down, and a whole way of life's hauled away. Chorus. There'll be tears in the eyes of the weak, and in the eyes of the most strong-hearted. Tears
tears in the eyes of the miners and wives when these cool town days are done. Men would work it in fear and rage, and curse it to hell in the darkness, but they'll walk from their last ship's cage, and they'll curse what the future's to hold. There'll be tears in the eyes of the weak, and in the eyes of the most strong-hearted. Tears in the eyes of the miners and wives when these cool town days are done. Well, the fight between the mine and the man, and the blood and the lives that it's cost us, it was never to be lost or won, for the powers that be rule the day. There'll be tears in the eyes of the weak, and in the eyes of the most strong-hearted. Tears in the eyes of the miners and wives when these cool town days are done. There'll be tears in the eyes of the weak, and in the eyes of the most strong-hearted. Tears in the eyes of the miners and wives when these cool town days are done. When these cool town days are done. When these cool town days are done.
These cold town days. Well, thanks very much for tuning in. Hope to see you all again online, but maybe even one day in real life. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Take care of yourselves. If you want more, find some emojis to express that wish, and I'll see what I can come up with. Thanks very much. Well, I'm just going to scoot backstage. We have a backstage area in the living room. It's very good. Thank you very much. I'm just assuming that I can see stuff coming up on the screen. I'm assuming it's applause. Let's see what it says. That's enough now, Andrew. That'll do. Oh, it doesn't. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that as encouragement for some more tunes. Well, I did in the beginning promise some Irish tunes because it's St. Patrick's Day soon. Yeah, more. Zugabe. Hi, Dad. Fireworks or what? Comets, something. So here's some Irish tunes. I tried not being from Ireland and not having any family connections there, or only very tenuous ones. I was trying to think of some tunes that I maybe have had a story about or a strong connection to, and a few sprung to mind. So these are them. Well, one of them I just kind of really wanted to play and found found an excuse. So that's the first one. The Crooked Road to Dublin is just a great banging tune. And when I was living in Newcastle, we were at the Cumberland Arms on Wednesday nights for the Irish session there. That's been going for decades and decades. We weren't only there on Wednesday night, of course. It's a great pub, so we were there most nights and also playing music most nights. But Wednesday nights, this was certainly one of the tunes that would get played, and everyone seemed to know it, so it was really driving. And then the next tune after that will be Toss the Feathers, which I just remember a school trip to, I think I must have been 12 or 13, just in the first year of high school, so it would have been 12. We were living in the Midlands by then, and it was a school trip to France to get some practice speaking French. So we went to Normandy on a bus, and the whole way on the ferry and in the bus I was listening to this tape. On one side was an album by Four Men and a Dog, Irish band playing great tunes, and on the other side was a mixture of all kinds of mostly English folk rock music. But one of the things was some tracks from Fairport Convention's Legion Leaf album, I think. So one of the tunes was Toss the Feathers. So the second tune is Toss the Feathers. That was on my tape in my Walkman, getting listened to again and again and again. And the final tune was on the other side of the tape, Sheila Coyles, played by Cathal Hayden of Four Men and a Dog, who's remained one of my favourite fiddle players. And it just brought back this memory of the school trip, because as the bus came back, the people who lived close to the school just walked around the corner home. Other people were picked up by their parents, and I was kind of left there, and my parents hadn't turned up to pick me up, so I was starting to feel a little bit lost and worried. The other thing is that I didn't know they'd moved house in the meantime while I was away for 4 days in France, so there's no way of reaching them. But they eventually came. They were just stressed out with moving house. So yeah, you came back for me. It's fine. It didn't leave much of a scar. So that just reminds me of that trip. So this is your last chance to dance around the kitchen, whoop, clap, tap your feet. A Crooked Road to Dublin, Toss the Feathers, and Sheila Coyles.